So Brawl Stars just announced another huge update. We're getting 2 new brawlers, a whole new game mode, and a bunch of skins. Let's talk about everything right here in this video. Alright, let's start off with the biggest news, and that's the 2 new brawlers coming to the game. The first one I want to talk about is Grom, and that is an absolutely horrible name for anybody. I don't know why they picked this name for him. Grom's a thrower that has 4,500 HP, and he throws a projectile that splits when it hits the ground. That's a lot of HP for a brawler, and I like the split mechanic on his shot, so I'm interested to see how that actually ends up working when you're actually playing it in-game. The person playing Grom and Brawl Talk was pretty bad with him, and I only seen them land 2 shots, and both of them were direct shots that dealt 1,650 damage. Now, they didn't mention if he's going to do less damage with the split projectile, or if it's going to be the same amount, and they didn't show it in the entire Brawl Talk, so I have no idea what's actually going to happen when the projectile actually splits after you land your shot. I'll say if he has damage fall off with the projectiles, he's going to be a worse version of Tick because his bombs aren't going to stick around like Ticks do. But if he doesn't have damage fall off with the split projectiles, I think he's going to be pretty strong and his shots are going to be very easy to land, a lot like Sprout. His super is basically the same thing, but it's bigger and does 2,700 damage instead of 1,650. And honestly, I think it's going to be very strong, especially when you consider that he's a thrower, so he can throw it from a very safe spot. So honestly, this is probably my favorite part of Grom's entire kit so far. You can win Grom in a 9-win challenge, and the cool thing about this is that the re-entries for this challenge only cost 1 gem. So honestly, there's no reason to not buy the extra tries if you fail. It's only 1 gem. It's not going to break the bank for you. But even if you do end up failing a challenge entirely, he's only an epic brawler, so towards the end of December, when he's fully released, he's going to be pretty easy to get out of boxes. Now, my personal opinion about Grom is he's kind of just meh. Now, he does have a lot of HP and damage for a thrower. The damage specifically if he doesn't have damage fall off, like I already mentioned. But to me, I'm really not crazy about his design. For some reason, he really reminds me of PC Principal from South Park, and I can't get that out of my head, so every time I look at him, that's what I think of. Note, I'm not trying to complain about getting a new brawler. I think it's amazing that they're pumping out 2 brawlers in this update already. I'm just giving my personal opinion on him. If you guys are hype about him, let me know why you like him so much down in the comments, because I'd like to hear your guys' opinion as well. Now, let's talk about the next chromatic brawler, Fang. Now, personally, I am super hyped about Fang. I think he's going to be an amazing brawler and a ton of fun to play. Now, Fang is a melee brawler that has 6,750 HP. Now, that definitely puts him in the tank category, and he's just shy of 7,000 HP, just like Jackie and Bull. His attacks throw out 1 kick that deals 2,100 damage, which is actually a solid amount of damage, but it only does that if it lands directly on a target. But if he misses his attack, his shoe will fly off and act as a ranged projectile that can deal 525 damage and charge up his super. And honestly, that's my favorite part about Fang's kit. Now, Fang's super is kind of like Bull and Colette's super combined. He does a lunge and kick forward that pushes enemies back and does about 2,200 damage up to 4 times. Now, I think if you hit a wall, it's going to shorten his super and make it do much less damage. So while the damage potential is like 9,000 or something like that, if you don't use it right, you're going to get much less out of it. I legit cannot wait for Fang to come out. I think he's going to be really strong and a ton of fun to play. And I personally really love the mechanic where his shoe flies off, because that means he's not going to be totally hard countered on more open maps by range brawlers, or when a map gets opened up, for example, in overtime in Brawl Ball. He can still do some chip damage and charge up his super, which will allow him to reposition himself and dive onto an enemy brawler. Like I said, I think this brawler is going to be amazing, and I'm so excited to get my hands on him and try him out. Now, before we talk about the new game mode, let's talk about the new skins real quick. All right, for the Brawl Day skins, we have HoHo Bo, which is okay. I do like the Santa theme of it. We got Gift Express Jackie, which for some reason, it reminds me of an elf, which does not fit Jackie's personality at all. Slayer Griff, his head is a sleigh. That's about it for this skin. Classic Dynamite, which is a free skin with the Brawl Day gifts. Honestly, I'm not crazy about this skin, but I know there's a bunch of people that have been requesting it, so good for you guys. I'm glad you guys are getting the skin you wanted. And then there's LOGMAS Spike. Now, personally, I'm super excited about this skin because I found the LOGMAS event for Clash Royale hilarious when it happened. I think that was a year or 2 ago. And I love that we're getting a reference to it here in Brawl Stars. Honestly, I'm 100% going to get this skin and do a review of it. But we're also getting some new skins for the new season, which is the Year of the Tiger. Major Rosa and Furious Fang are going to be the Brawl Pass skins. Then there's Neon Nita. That's going to be the Power League skin. Then there's El Tigro and El Corazon. And honestly, how many skins does Primo have now? Like 50? Come on. Then there's Orochi Edgar, and I think this skin's going to be a hit with a lot of players since Edgar is so popular, and it's a very nice looking skin. And finally, we got Sway Master Barley, and I really like this skin. I think he's like a Kung Fu Master or something like that, and it looks really good, so I'm excited to see what it looks like when you actually play it in game. All right, now let's talk about the biggest game changer we're getting in this update, and that's the new game mode, Duels. Duels is the new game mode coming to the game, and not only is it a new game mode, but it's a solo 1v1 mode, and I think that is amazing. You go into a match with 3 brawlers, you play one at a time, and when your brawler is defeated, the round is over. Then you move on to your next brawler. The match is over when one player loses all 3 of their brawlers. Now, this game mode sounds very fun to me, but I'm probably going to suck at it personally because I'm really bad in 1v1 situations. So I'll give it a try, but I may not play too much of it. I'll basically treat it how I treat Bounty. However, I expect this to be a hit with the community because I'm pretty sure something like this has been requested for a very long time. And the fact that it's not just one brawler and done, you can bring multiple brawlers and have a chance for a comeback is amazing. Honestly, the thing I'm most excited about is to see how the meta actually works out for this game mode. I wonder if it's going to be melee brawlers just unga-bungaing their way through the match, or if it's going to be more range poke damage type styles. I guess it really depends on the map, but honestly, I'm excited to see how it ends up turning out. Now, real quick, I just want to mention this. I tweeted it out, but I just want to say it in a video. I gave the Brawl team a ton of heat over the summer for these filler updates that we were getting, and honestly, I still think those were deserved, especially after the Mega update, because we weren't really getting any content, and people were getting burned out of the game. So I'm not apologizing for any of that, but I do want to commend them for pumping out such a killer update, especially after dropping Club Leagues. They released Club Leagues, Gears, and Level 11, and then turned right around a couple weeks later, and then dropped 2 new brawlers, a whole new game mode, and a bunch of skins. Honestly, that is really crazy, and anyone saying the game is dying needs to shut their mouth right now. I am so hyped for this update. Honestly, the high points for me are Fang and Duels, because I'm so excited to play Fang. I think he's probably going to be one of my favorite brawlers when I do get my hands on him, and I think Duels is going to be a smash with the community, and I won't be shocked if it gets added permanently after the season, just like how Knockout did. Let me know what you think about this update. If you're disappointed in it, let me know why down in the comments. But if you're hype about it, let me know what you're most hype about. If you're new to the channel, thanks for checking out the video. And if you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a like on it and dropping a sub to the channel. It would be much appreciated. But that's going to do it for me. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.